Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello, welcome back to another Getting Projects Done. I'm continuing my work on the bird head as well as sculpting some feathers. So hopefully that doesn't take me too long today, because I am starting to itch now to get the get to the actual painting of this figure. I'm starting to get a little antsy, as it were. And last episode, I was farting around and seeing if trying out sculpting the feathers, and I just kind of was like the green stuff was just starting to get a little unmanageable. It was starting to get really thick, and it wasn't gliding around nicely and everything like that. And I was playing around with trying out the shapes and just kind of working out how I was going to go about sculpting these things. And yeah, these are just a little too thin and just a little bit too flimsy for my liking. This one here is a little bit thicker, and this is probably a little closer to what I want. Something about this kind of thickness. Now on camera it looks pretty thick, but it's actually not. It's pretty thin. I mean, you guys kind of get an idea how thin or thick it is. So yeah, we're gonna try again to sculpt up some feathers. First, I'm going to just finish off a little bit of the work I was doing as far as the bird skull on the chest is concerned. I also had an idea for kind of like a necklace on the figure itself, kind of like like a necklace running across, with like some bear claws or something like that. But I think I'm gonna hold off on that just because I'm starting to get to a point where I just want to start getting to the painting side of this. And yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly. All I want to do is I want to fix up some of this orbitals on the eyes. I mean, like, for the most part, it's okay. It looks like a bird skull. Well, it looks like a bird skull, but it looks like the goal was to make it look like an eagle, and it's kind of there, but like when you look at it top down, it looks a bit more like almost like the crow kind of skull. And yeah, and there's these little bits here that you can just kind of see there's like a little notch up on the top, and I think that was oh, hey, thank you, Haas is real. Thanks for the follow. And yeah, so I'm gonna fix up these orbitals. This shouldn't take too much. I've already scrubbed it down. I have some soap and water here, and I just used a toothbrush and just kind of quickly scrubbed over the figure just to clean the surface up a bit and take care of that. But otherwise, yeah, I just want to quickly fix that up. I don't think there's anything else that I want to do. I was toying with the idea of like refining the point on the beak, but I don't think that's entirely necessary. The beak comes to a nice point. It's the impression of, an eagle skull, I suppose. I mean, I'm sure there's more I could have done, but again, I just want to get to the actual painting of this guy. And so, yeah, I just want to correct up these eyes, because like I said, there's like these little notches above, and that's when I initially had created those eye sockets. And then I had folded it over and reworked the green stuff, and it left those creases in there. And so it's actually on both sides, so it's symmetrical. You can kind of see there. And so I just want to correct that. And yeah. And then, of course, we're going to get to sculpting the feathers. So, just move this bag out of the way here. Probably can tell my lamp casts a pretty big glare on the screen, but that's the advantages, disadvantages of working with a glass surface. Anyway, just gonna grab out my green stuff. Probably don't really need that much. I want to sculpt about, I think, 3 or 4 feathers. It's pretty much what I want to do. 3 or 4. Because I might want to do like 2 feathers on the gun, and I definitely want to have 2 feathers for the helmet. And the helmet, you can see, is nothing's been done. It's just been cleaned. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a traditional device, something that you might see on warriors and even chiefs and stuff like that. Not that this guy is like some sort of leadership role, although he is, you know, a Hellblaster Marine. But yeah, I don't know. You know, again, it's just imparting some of the visual aesthetic. It's not a you know, a literal translation of, you know, the icons and the imagery of, you know, of basically Anishinaabe culture, really. Anyway, let's get to work. So I'm probably only going to be using that much. I really don't need that much. I don't think so. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Stuff sticking to my blade. Anyway, let's give this a little roll. Yeah, like I said, I probably don't need that much for the skull, but for the feathers, I might need a bit more. Maybe. Now I'm starting to rethink what I need here. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should get a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. I just quickly dunk my blade into water, just so that none of the putty sticks to the tool. Yeah, let's grab another little amount here. Yeah, you know what? This should probably be enough to do some feathers, because really, like, the majority of this will be used to sculpt the feathers out. I might even only get to like 1 or 2 feathers. I don't know. If it works out, then I'll repeat the process. I'll probably repeat the process off camera. Not that I do a ton of work off camera, other than like preparatory type stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. We're playing it by ear. I know there's many people out there who want to know every aspect of every moment of these things, and I try to accommodate, but sometimes it's like, that's boring stuff, and, you know, getting a video made and things like that is just, it's kind of a pain sometimes. Unnecessary. Let's try that amount right there. Let's see if that's the amount we need. Give it a try anyway. It feels close, but I think I need more blue. Yeah. You can kind of see there, it's just a little bit small. So let's grab a little bit more. Let's grab a little chunk right over here. There we go. Now the blue of the Needite is a little bit firmer, so you do have to use a little bit more muscles. But I'm sure many of you are plenty big and strong. I'm sure this is no problem. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, there. That feels more equal. You know? They feel about equal size. Again, I mean, like, you know, it's not like I'm measuring by weight or anything like that. It's just, I'm just eyeballing it, really. That's all we can really do sometimes, just eyeball that. Just kind of go with your instincts. Your inner stinks. Okay. Just gonna have a quick sip of my iced tea. Can you even see my face? Not really. You don't need to see my face anyway. You just need to know somebody's at the helm, right? Alright, let's grab some water. Water is your friend when working with this stuff. It's your friend. Let's get some more water. And all we do is we just simply knead the Needite. Needite Neatite. Of course, we always make sure we give it a nice, good, thorough mix. When it's nice and thoroughly mixed, it's when it has a consistent green value to it. If you can still see some, like, you know, the blue or the yellow, you haven't mixed it enough. You want to see none of that. You want to see no marbling at all. It's got to be perfectly green. It's got to be one value of green. One hue of green, as it were. So all I do, I just roll it, fold it, roll it and fold it, roll it and fold it. Give it a little squeeze. I just use my paint water. Probably not the best water to use, but you know what? Screw it. I don't care. All right, so let's get to work here. I think this is thoroughly mixed by now. It's nice and soft and gooey. Not gooey, but it's soft. It's buttery. I'm also in my voice chat for any of the patrons out there that feel like joining me on Discord. So feel free for any of you. Just sitting there. If you feel like talking while we're working. Question for you all. How are you liking? I know like one of you have mentioned that you like this time that I stream these, but and I'm talking to everybody, like everybody that's watching this after the fact and, you know, on YouTube and everything like that. Yeah. The time that this streams. I mean, for YouTube, I mean, like, you know, you guys can watch this whenever you like. And Twitch after the fact as well. You can watch this whenever you like. But when we're streaming this live, for some of you out there who prefer the kind of live, interactive kind of stuff, I'm just curious. Does this time work for you? I'm just curious. All right. I think this is thoroughly mixed by now. Yeah, it's plenty good. All right, let's move that over. It's still a little bit greasy there. We're just going to grab a little bit of our chapstick. This is what we use to keep our tools workable, keep the green stuff workable. I always lay a little bit layer down so that, yeah, see, I just sat that down for 2 seconds there and it already stuck to the damn table. All right, I'm going to take off a little chunk here and then we are going to fix those orbitals. Basically, all we're looking for is that kind of aggressive eagle type eyebrow. Now, when you're looking at the eagle skull top down, not so much of the orbital socket is visible when you're looking at it kind of top down. Now, working with like this little wee chunk like this, I get the feeling that this even is too much. It's not a lot. You know what? I'll break it in roughly half. I'll see if this is enough. This might be enough right here. Yeah, so I tried to break it into 2 even pieces. And let's see. I'm going to roll it into a sausage. I'm going to leave this one here sitting right there so it's available when I need it for the other eye. Because this is going to be per eye socket. And I'm just going to do a quick little sausage. Yeah, that should be okay. And I probably should get my shapers out. All right, let's see. So we want it to go something around like so. Yeah, once it's adhered to the surface, it's pretty darn good. So it's more like that, right? Don't worry, we're gonna blend that in. Grab my shaping tools, my shapers. Not like Tau shapers. Let's grab this one. Actually, probably a little too much. We'll use the chisel and our point. That should be plenty good. Kim, hey. What's happening? Kim? Put my clippers away. I don't need my clippers. sculpt tools there. Go. All right, let's get to work. I'm going to use my pointy round one first. I'm just going to put it into my chapstick. Make sure that my tool is nice and lubricated. I know, it's a crap joke. All right, let's see. So all we're looking for is to just blend this in for the most part. Definitely want more up on this section right here. You guys can see that okay? Yeah, you guys can see that okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just feathering this off and blending it into the surface as best I can. Now, I've stated this many, many times before. I am in no way, shape, or form a master of the sculpting arts. But I do what I can. I do what I can. I just need a little bit more. It's always important to keep your tool moist. As soon as you feel any kind of sticking, you gotta re-lube up. I think this should come back a bit more. Yeah. And then blend this out a bit more. And then just kind of try and feather it in a bit. Now when I say feather, I mean like it's like blending that edge out so it's fairly seamless with the original green stuff, right? Yeah, see, this is starting to feel a little bit better now. This is starting to feel like a proper skull. And I think it's okay if we make it a little bit, you know, not too realistic, just because of the context of which, you know, we're creating this stuff, and you know, this is the Warhammer 40,000 universe, right? So it's okay if it's a little bit more aggressive and, you know, things like that. Kim, I just finished up the base bit for my Belladama Volga model for my Soulblight Gravelords, the matriarch chick that has the two wolves. Cool. I have no idea what model that is. Just a little bit better. But so far, so good. It is occurring how I want it. See, I want it to have just a bit more of that angrier look. You can kind of see there. See, as opposed to before, that's where it's at now. It's got, and when you look at it top down, see, it doesn't feel like a wide open socket. It's a little bit smaller. And when you look at eagle skulls from a top down perspective, you don't really see too much of the empty space in the skull. And I'm just blending this in. Blend, blend, blend. The better blended this is at the beginning, then the less work it is when we, you know, go to clean this up. inside there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot better right there. Plus, it looks a little bit more aggressive. And from top down, you can see there's less of the orbital obvious scene. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I don't know if I could have done that when I initially sculpted it, but it's happening now. Just try and blend this out a little bit better. Again, the hard part is always stopping when you're ahead. Like when you finally reach that point where it's like, oh, yep, that's where I want it. That's what I had envisioned. There's a point where you just got to stop what you're doing and just, and go, oh, yeah, I got there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's definitely, that eye is definitely better than that eye. Right? Yeah. I'm okay with it being a little smaller or looking a little smaller. That's fine. And when you look at it from the front, yeah, see? Feels more like an eagle skull. Right? Because it's just a bit more of that brow. And it also kind of feels a little bit more menacing. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, we're gonna keep rocking that. So let's get this a little pibble. Roll it out into a little sausage. Yeah, about there is good. And let's just start there-ish. Come on. Come on. Yeah, right about there is fine. Make sure we got some lubrication on our tool. Thermicus! What are we doing, Chris? What am I doing? Well, I am attempting to finish off sculpting this little bird skull. This is my interpretation of an eagle skull. I say mine because, well, I'm not much of a sculptor. And so I'm basically just trying to sculpt my way through this. I'm just fudging it and, just trying to make it happen. But after I do this, I'm going to try and get some feathers done. Basically, what I've been working on, I don't know if you've been paying attention to any of these streams on here or the YouTubes, but doing the McFarlane Space Marine, I have the artist-proof Hellblaster Marine, and going for a custom chapter, which is Native American vibe, right? So, and I've modeled it after my own cultural identity, which is Ojibwe. And so this is a traditional Anishinaabe Thunderbird. There are many North American cultures do Thunderbirds, but this way of how it appears is distinct to us. We're the only ones who do the Thunderbird in this fashion. And of course, the other shoulder pad is a bear, because why not? And I also sculpted one on the backpack as well. So I'm just doing an eagle skull on his chest because, you know, didn't feel like doing a regular skull there. And especially if we're going for a bit of a Native American type of vibe, you know, let's stay within the theme. What was I doing? Yes, I was going to blend out this eye. So really quickly, I just want to make sure that the eye socket is nice and secure in here. I also want to try and move a bit more material upwards, because I don't think we really added any to the bottom of the eye socket. So I'm just trying to blend this all in as nicely as I can. Just like so. Yeah. After looking at it for a bit, I was thinking that it'd actually be kind of fun if I did it in more of a Wayne England style kind of skull. Just because, you know, within Games Workshop artwork, his work is just, you know, synonymous with all the imagery. Bring this over here. Looks like you got like a black eye now. Old man Logan. Hey Chris, how are you? I'm doing well. How's the old man Logan? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're staying healthy and productive and getting some stuff done. Some stoof. It's all about the stoof. Alright. So basically with these eye sockets, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to retain a bit of an aggressive quality to the look. Because eagles often have this kind of, you know, intimidating look about their eyes, right? They kind of look like they're scowling almost, right? And so I couldn't accomplish that initially when I was sculpting this for whatever reason. I only ever really work with green stuff. I don't really do a lot with milliput or even Aves putty, which I have. I have both milliput and Aves, but yeah. Next challenge is trying to trying to get this all blended and looking somewhat symmetrical. This actually might be a little too much. I'm going to move this all up here. just trying to move material around just so I can kind of see what I'm doing. See, the eyes look a little bit more intimidating now, don't they? It's feeling a little bit more like an eagle's skull at this point, right? Hopefully. Old man, doing pretty well. Thanks. Had a bit of a scare when my son got exposed to COVID, but tested negative, so we're all good. Oh, that's good to hear. Yep. Goddamn COVID, eh? Challenge is always trying to keep that symmetry. I think the big problem right now is there's not enough material. Oh, yeah, geez Louise. Hey, thanks for the follow, Haas Hate Raid. Haas Hate Raid. Okay. That sounds like the same name as earlier. So, I don't know. Hate Raid. Am I about to get raided by a bunch of people looking to start some shit? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Somebody looking to use some inappropriate language? Gonna try and insult me? Oh God, I hope not. I don't know if I'll be able to take it. Oh, shit. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Thermicus, the alert startled me. Yeah. And we're getting there. We are getting there. A little bit more symmetrical now. Yeah, I must want to put a little bit more emphasis downwards here on this part. Blend that out a little bit better. Yeah. Is that feeling a bit more like an aggressive eyeball in there? I think so, right? Feels very symmetrical. Sort of. Kinda. Something like. I think so. I'm just going to try and blend this out a little bit better. Smooth these surfaces out. Now, it doesn't really need to be, perfectly smooth because, well, skulls aren't perfectly smooth. That's got to come up just a little bit. upwards. Just like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit, a lot better. Kim, that is real nice. Thank you. Yeah, it feels a little bit better now, right? It feels a little bit more like an eagle skull. I realize that, an eagle skull doesn't really have, like this, it has this bone running over its orbital, but it's actually more like the bone starts up by the beak and comes backwards, and it doesn't complete the whole thing. But I think that's what kind of gives the eagle its aggressive looking eye. If you look at like bald eagles and such, they have that kind of aggressive eye, even though they're not aggressive, like in that sense. Like it's just the way their eyes are shaped, right? It's probably an evolutionary thing for how they travel through the air, and that the way the eyebrow comes across through their beak, that they can maintain an aerodynamic profile as they fly around, I'm sure. Again, I'm probably overworking this, but screw it. Yeah, you know what? I'm mostly okay with that. And when I'm mostly okay with something, I'm ready to move on. So I'm trying to blend this out a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'm okay with all that. So from the top down, it looks like a nice aggressive skull, right? Feels like, feels aggressive, which is what I want. When you look at it kind of forward, it feels like it's, an eagle skull. You get that impression that it's a bird skull of some sort, right? Yeah, I think I'll have to stop there. I think, I don't think I can do much better than that. Again, I'm not much of a sculptor, so it's also know your limits kind of thing. Man should know his limits. All right. So now we're going to move on to the next challenging thing, which was doing the eagle feathers. I've got lots of green stuff here, so I should be able to pull off what I plan. Hopefully. I am going to use this little baggie here just as a surface to push. Oh, jeez. Push. Oi. Judge Judy Slayer. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, we are going to use this, and I'm going to smush the little rolls of what the feathers are going to be. Also, too, I already threw it in the garbage, but the previous iterations of the feathers that I tried last episode, they were just a little too big, and I think I'm going to reduce them by about like 25%. So I still want them to be fairly large feathers, but I don't think I want them to be as big as like what I had previously done. Mainly because I'm thinking that basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little thing up on his forehead, and I'm going to have two feathers coming off of his helmet like this way. Ojibways, we don't wear feathers pointing upwards. So if you ever see folk wearing feathers pointing upwards, that's just, that's not us. That's other people on North America. It's most likely, Dakotas, Plains people often will wear their feathers upwards. Whereas Anishinaabe, we wear our feathers hanging down. So if you ever see like headdresses of like some chiefs and stuff like that, and their headdresses, it looks almost like a dandelion. It looks like that. So all the feathers basically just kind of like come out and hang like that. And that's the way we traditionally wore feathers. We often will let the feathers hang. We don't wear them up. Not that's like it's a hard and fast rule. It's not like it's oh, it's not that because it's this. You know what I mean? Like it's there's too much of that in the world these days. This or that kind of mentality, and it's kind of exhausting. Kim, it's for the ringtone. They have the real skull. Or ring bone. They have that for the real skull. Yeah, the real skull has that. Yeah, that bone around their orbital. Yeah, we're not going to bother with that. I mean, you know, it's a stylized bird skull. Maybe it's some 40K alien world whatever skull. I mean, make up your reasons, right? Thermicus, have you started thinking of color scheme, or are you focused on all the green stuff you have to sculpt? Well, hopefully this is the last bit of green stuff I will have to use, I think. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream today, I was thinking of doing like a necklace, like a bear claw necklace, but I think I'll forego that. I mean, I could always make it afterwards, even after it's painted, and have it actually kind of draped, like over, the painted figure, just so it's loose, I could always do that later on if I really felt it, would add to the whole vibe. But yeah. And as far as color scheme, yes, I do have a color scheme in mind. The armor will be predominantly a deep red. Pretty close to imagining like if you took, like, say, Mephiston red and then used Agrax Earthshade to shade wash it very lightly, just so it fell into recesses and gave you deeper tones in some of the shadows, stuff like that. So if you imagine something like that, that's pretty close to what I'm thinking. Pretty much the armor will be a bit like the color of blood, essentially, right? So that's the plan. Now, I have not decided whether or not I want to have gradients within the armor, as far as, you see some of the way some of the color schemes go is they have like a blended appearance to them. So like halfway down the leg, it starts to transition to a completely different color. It can go to black, white, brown, whatever. So, again, I'm thinking that just for simplicity's sake, it's going to be predominantly this deep blood red. The helmet, I'm undecided whether I want to do the helmet in red or if I want to do it in other color. A bit like Blood Angels, in the regard that they have a red armor, but they'll have like yellow helmets or blue helmets. I'm thinking, if anything, it'll be a yellow helmet if I go with a separate color for the helmet. Initially, I was thinking of this chapter being more like essentially a offshoot of Imperial Fist. Although somebody has suggested that Dark Angels might be more apt, especially because in the older lore for Deathwing Terminators and the Deathwing inner circle of the Dark Angels, they were depicted with a very Native American vibe, and in fact, the Deathwing used to be like why they had eagle feathers and they had all like this tribal motifs all over them was because they liberated some world and they took on a bunch of people and made them all Space Marines, and that's why you have the Deathwing kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Anyway, that was the old lore. I don't think that's the way the lore works currently. Kim, the ring bone that actually holds in the eye of the eagle. Yeah. Thermicus, chef's kiss. Thank you. It's quite a compliment. All right. So, let's break. Halves is probably too much. Quarters might not be enough. I'm just trying to think of how I can divide this up, because I was thinking of initially laying a bunch out, flattening it out, and then, cutting the shapes into it. But maybe I'll just try to use the material all on its own and try and work it that way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically I think I'm going to break this into 4. I'm thinking 3, but maybe I'm going to try 4. Let's see what that gets me. Even if the feathers are not all the same, that is fine because, you know, not all feathers are the same. So I'm just going to quickly, actually I'll do this on the table here. Let's grab a little bit more water here. Okay. Like I said, whenever you're working with green stuff, there. Look at that. If anybody wants a tutorial on how to sculpt bread, there it is. We're sculpting bread in this episode. These are not even because the ends of the loaves are not symmetrical. I'm just wetting my hands here so I can properly roll this stuff out. Again, moisture is your friend. Water is your friend when working with green stuff. Basically, just take a little bit of water. Don't worry if you use, you know, a little bit too much water. It's not going to hurt the green stuff. Although it might get a little slurry-like. Yeah, these little end dollops feel like they're going to be just a little bit too small, but maybe not too small, but a little too small. Yeah, they're not quite the same size, but I think that's fine. And in fact, maybe we'll use some of this asymmetry to our advantage. Like maybe if one feather is a little bit too big, then I'll pair it with one of these smaller ones. Because I'm thinking for the gun itself, I think I want like feathers either dangling from here, like from the end of the barrel, or up by the, I don't know, the handle, or I don't know, whatever the hell this detail is. But either way. Yeah. Of course, you might assume that feathers hanging off the gun would, you know, get incinerated because this, you know, it's a plasma gun, right? But, you know, sci-fi feathers for sci-fi reasons. All right. Let's see here. How should we go about this? I think I'm going to roll it into kind of a loose sausage and go from there. Kind of like that. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to pull up my reference material. Do I still have my reference material up? I don't even know. Yes, I do. Sweet. All right. I've got my reference material. Yeah, so like there's many ways to do an eagle feather. And like there's some that, you know, it takes a very realistic stance and it's more of this kind of almost banana shape. If that's the right word to use, banana, I don't know. But it's not like a perfect, you know, oval. It's more of like a really stretched out oval. I don't know. It's kind of, you know, what iteration of a feather do I want to do? Do I want to be really, really realistic, or do I want more stylized? And I think more stylized is just more fitting for, you know, a 40K, right? Because there's not really a lot of realism in Warhammer 40,000, right? So it's not terribly realistic. Yeah. All right. Oh, you know what? I probably should have laid down some... Nah, it doesn't stick to this very well. And it'll provide some grip that this can, you know, grab hold of. What should we use to roll this? Something nice and sturdy. Just the handle of this thing, right? All I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some, I'll just take a little bit of chapstick here. just smear it. Try not to cut myself while I do this. So all I'm doing is I'm taking some of the chapstick, just smearing it onto the handle here, because we're going to use this to roll out the little blobbies. Just like so. Now I don't want them to be too thin, so I think I'll stop there. You know, maybe I'll have to do it this way. I'll have to do it linear. Yeah. I think that's a good thickness there. Let's turn it around. Because I'm just turning it around just so that I don't, you know, mess up my other previous effort. I don't know if you guys can still see that, but yeah. Don't worry, we'll return to it here in a sec. Just want to try and keep them something close, but not too close. Yeah, see, that's sticking. God dang it. Plus, too, the handle has a bit of texture to it, just because age and gunk and what have you. Yeah, see, this is a little broad. This probably... yeah. I'm wrestling with it. I'm going to stretch this one out just a little bit more before rolling it. Just a little bit like that. And yeah, we'll do it over here, I guess. No, I better do it here because otherwise I'll bump into it once I turn this around. Just like that. Oop. Yeah. Again, always keep your tools moist. See that or not, but I don't think it's terribly important. I think you guys have seen rolled out green stuff, right? I don't think anybody out there is going, oh my god, Chris, please, we can't see how you're rolling the green stuff. I don't know, maybe they are. Maybe, oh, you slimy dog. Okay. Yeah, it's funny how that one didn't go quite as long, even though these are both the same shape. So I'm going to re-roll this one. Roll it back up. And then we're going to make a nice long oblong shape. I don't even remember what shape we did before. Oops. Anyway. There we go. Yeah, something like that, right? It was something like that. Okay. Okay. Piss off. Oh my god. Let's keep it rolling back up on me. I think that's pretty close to the shape I want though. Alright. Yeah, see, previously the feathers were just a little bit too big. And so now, let's see here, make sure I'm in frame here. Yeah. You know what? Let's see if we can change the camera angle because we're going to be sticking with this for a little bit. Not the camera angle, but the focus. Just for anybody out there who... Oh, the focus is the same. Okay. Looked a little fuzzy to me. I guess it's not. Whatever. Alright. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the brakes. And, oh wait, no, the spine. I should create the spine first. So for that, oof. Maybe we should use a shaper for that? No. No. Yeah. Alright. I'm just getting my tool prepared here. So basically all we're going to do is just move the material as best we can. All I'm doing right now is I'm just, because it's a two-sided bag that I'm using here, so it's just like a Ziploc bag, but I'm just kind of holding the plastic down so it doesn't move too much as I maneuver this through. I wonder if I should just use my finger. Could I get away with that? Yeah, I can. It's not really moving it too well. It's actually, if I apply too much pressure, it kind of rounds it out, and I don't really want that. So which means we got to shape it properly. So, yeah, we'll use this tool. I am thinking now that I probably should have did these individually on some plastic. All I'm doing is just kind of patting the green stuff so that it goes more into the shape I want. And then with the excess material that builds up, I'll move it and push the overall shape where I want it. Like so. The tricky part is not hitting the other things before I've had a chance to, do something for them. This little chunk here is kind of really getting away on me. Oi. Oh, thank somebody falling again. Haas 0312 Rigger. Oh my gosh. Nice name. I'm inclined to think this is a bot. Is this a bot? Is anybody else thinking that? I'm thinking it is. It's very likely a bot. Even if it is a real person at the other end of the line, it's very likely to be a bot. Yeah, I gotta hurry up with this because all these other feathers. I think with this one, I think this is going to be the back end. This will be the forward end. Yeah. See, that feels more like the shape. A bit more of like a natural shape, really. But yeah. really fast, I'm going to try and do the other small one as well. Try and just get these overall shapes laid out. Just so I can kind of get a better sense that I'm on the right track. Okay, that's going to be a problem. I'm just going to have to move this stuff. This is going to have to get out of the way because I'll probably bump it and then ruin what I just did on it. So... It's got a little bit thick. Change the shape a bit. Keep pushing it that way. Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking this longer shape. Come on. Man, there we go. Fold in. Kind of mucking this up as I go. Kim, then I got to wait for the milliput and the swamp gel to dry so I can do the last painting of these base before assembly. So I started the next two McFarlane Marines. Cool. Sweet. Kind of smooth this out here. Yeah. You know what? I am okay with that shape. Now this wing, or this feather, feels a little bit thick. Mush it together. Try and keep some uniformity to the thickness. Just a little more chapstick just to smooth this out. Yeah. I think I'm mostly okay with that overall shape, especially something like that. This one here is more straight. This one has a slight curve, but that's fine. So let's go to these ones here. And yeah, I might as well just try and see if I can push the shape just a little bit further, a little bit longer. So basically all we're going to do... No, I need the tool for that. This is already pretty even. We're looking to move the shape around. Just like so. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. This one here doesn't feel quite as even anymore. I think because I was monkeying with it too much. I think these are going to get too thin, I think, but screw it. We're running with it. All right. So now let's, you know what? I'm getting annoyed by just moving this whole bag about. So guess what I'm doing? I am cutting the bag because it is annoying me. And when things annoy me, rather than sit around and bitch about it, I do something about it. I know it's a shit song, but anyway. Go away. Okay. Now we got two little individual pieces to worry about now. And there we go. So now I'm not moving around a whole damn thing. Work on them individually. Not have to worry too much. Okay, we're going to put these over here. We'll worry about these two right now because these ones are really kind of rough looking. They're really rough looking. Very, very rough. So. Alright, so when put a few notches, I should even out the shape again. Well, I guess I could probably just chop off, right? You know what, let's do it that way. Let's chop off and create our border. Hopefully this is something we can clean up later on. A little better anyway. Looks like that. Got some green stuff sticking to my tool. Go. Okay, and so this is going to be the back end of the feather, where it gets like, you know, the little stem. You know what? Let's create the little stem just for giggles. It probably won't show up once the figure is done, but let's make that indication right now. And more like that right there. It's more like that kind of angle. And like that. There we go. Okay. I don't think I'm going to worry about creating that spine or, you know, putting that fine texture in. Mainly because the other side of the feather is going to be pretty flat. It'll probably have this slightly wrinkly texture that the bag had. So, yeah. I'm not really that worried about it. But, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can create that impression. I wonder if I'd be better off using something like a toothbrush. Those don't feel firm enough. Something that I can just draw right across and create that texture, right? More like this kind of brush. This is the Citadel brush. And it's got much firmer bristles to it. I wonder if this will work. Alright, I'm just going to try this out. If I mess it up, well, then I messed it up. And it creates an interesting texture, but I don't know if it's really what I'm after. Honestly, I don't think this is what I want. I think I need something more like a comb or something, you know? A steel brush, yeah. The ones you use to take the rust off, yeah. Like a brass wire brush, yeah. Something like that might be better. I agree. So, we're going to go about it the hard way. We're going to draw the lines in. I think I'm just going to kind of sketch it in. And then create those little breaks. Trying to maintain little lines. And then of course, once it gets painted, you know, then it might not look so odd. I definitely would like to create the little spine, but that feels like a lot of work. All right, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna go for it. If we're gonna do this, we might as well do this right? I think the spine is just a little bit too thick. That's a little too thick. I don't like it. Yeah, I can even see through this. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, how the light pokes through in the upper portion up there. That's a little too thin. We need the little notches. So we'll put a little notch right there. And another one right there. Right. And for gigs, let's put another one right there. Just like that. And for giggles, we'll put one right there. And one right there. Does that feel like a feather? Hard to say. Yeah, I'm not 100% behind it. I think it's the texture that's kind of throwing my eye off right now. I'm not really into the texture. And also, I've worked the green stuff pretty thin. I'm just smoothing out the texture. I think if I really want that texture, I'm just going to paint it in or just, you know, have the hint of it there. But yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. If I hate it, then I can always make more. Because like these details, they're not going to be, you know, at the forefront. These are more finishing details. So, yeah. I just figured since I had the green stuff out, give it a try. I don't know. Try it out. Maybe the thicker ones will turn out better. I don't know. These are kind of chunky and messy. These were the smaller bits of green stuff I was playing with. So, yeah. So really fast here, let's shape our feather again. Yeah, it's already starting to get a little tacky already. Not tacky, but firm. The green stuff. How long? Yeah, hour 15. Yeah, it's already starting to firm up. There we go. God dang it. You know what? I'm going to cut off. This is really thin here. I'm going to cut this entire section right off, right there. Again, I'm not too worried if all the feathers are symmetrical. I'm not really worried about that. So, who cares? There it is. Little doer. See if we can create that little impression of the spine again. Yeah, it's really, really thin. It's too thin. Too thin. Okay. I mean, who knows? I might even be able to fudge it afterwards. Let's go like that. Just trying to get rid of some of this green stuff on the blade portion of it. So, create little notches, and then, yeah. That and like that, and then we'll go that and that. And we'll see how this looks. Again, this is still kind of experimental, really. I've never really sculpted feathers before, especially trying to do something that looks a bit like an eagle feather. So, who knows? I might have to give this another whirl at some point. Yeah, I can pretty much just leave that right there. All right. Pass off. Sorry, I'm just trying to clean up some of my mess here. Got these little chunks of green stuff everywhere. Oh, man. Well, you know what I realized too? Yeah. Okay, no. I have this little wad of green stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to press it onto here. Yeah, I'm going to make a little ball first, and I'm going to press it. Do I have something to give me a roundish indentation? This might be too big for what I want, but yeah. let's try that right there. I'm going to use the end of this blade. Just going to lube it up. Just make sure it's nothing's going to stick. All right. The significance of this round disc shape will be apparent in the future. I think I only want it to be that big. Come on. It's because there's a slight texture in the milling of the tool. Yeah. You know what? Let's use a little bit more. It jumped up on it like it was a magnet. There we go. And I want it to have a slight indentation. Yeah, something like that. Actually, I probably can use something better. This tool might get it done. Might not. Yeah. Don't worry, this is significant, but this won't be apparent until down the road. This little disc. Yeah. 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 All right, we'll leave that. We'll leave that be. Again, it's just, it only needs the rough shape, so yeah. Kim, don't you know anyone that has a vinyl cutter that can make those feathers for you? Making them out of vinyl? Like, you mean like, or silicone feather molds or UV resin? Holy fuck, you're just naming off a bunch of stuff now. Getting some made 3D printed, yeah, that would be pretty handy. I do not have a 3D printer. I know people who have 3D printers, but, you know, hard to say. As far as a vinyl cutter, I have a vinyl cutter, and I have vinyl, but vinyl would be really, really thin. It would structurally be fine, but it would be even thinner than what I've sculpted here. So, I'm not sure. Of course, I could probably try and maybe shop. You know, I have not even looked around to see if there are any third-party, you know, manufacturers doing 1/6 or even 1/12 scale feathers. I have not looked. Maybe I'll look after the show today. Maybe. Just maybe. All right. So, yeah, we'll treat this like the end of the feather. Overall, I'm kind of happy with this shape. Let's just trim it and just make it a little bit more, yeah, lengthwise like that. Freaking green stuff. Green stuff, it gets everywhere. Alright, let's do where this, the root of the feather. Let's go here and here. Let's go here. Up to 1.5 millimeter. But I think hobby companies make silicone mold for feathers. They can put stuff in like UV resin to make feathers. Yeah, send me a link if you know. Because, I mean, it's probably going to be a little bit till I get to actually adhering these to the model. Or to the figure, I should say. So, there is time. Now, mind you, yeah, see, this is starting to look more like a paddle now. But it kind of looks like a feather. I think if we round off these corners a bit more. Something like that. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, if you know of anybody who does basically 1/6 scale or 1/12 scale feathers, yeah, post it in the Discord, bud. Or anybody for that matter. Or you can post it in the chat. It's in Discord, Amazon link. Okay, I'll have a look. Because, yeah, I mean, like, again, this is the second attempt at trying to do this. And, yeah, like, it's at this scale. You know, like even the stuff I previously did, that was pushing my boundaries, as it were, my comfort zone. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. They're starting to look like palm leaves, but we'll see. Yeah, this one's a little broad. I'm going to stop there as far as that's concerned. Yeah. Let's clean up a little bit here. It's in Discord, eh? Let's have a look. In the old Discord. Posted in general. Feather mold. Yeah, but like, what scale are those? Because those are for baking. Like, those things could be like this freaking big, right? I'm going to leave this little bit alone. And we'll see if I can just simply cut into it when it cures. Like, those feathers actually look really good, but I have no idea how big those are. Like, that looks like a good one. But there's nothing about, like, how big it is. Like, the scale. Yeah. I gotta move my browser back over. I can't see all my buttons. Like, there's some great molds, but again, how big are they? Posted a link with the mold of several sizes in one mold after the Amazon one. What? What? Yeah, I mean, like, it's fantastic, but how big? Okay, wait, we got some. The mold is 11 centimeters by 9 high. The top left feather is 4 centimeters wide. 4 centimeters wide. That's pretty darn big. And 1.5 centimeters high. That says it's the top left feather. Oh, I guess no. That I think they're saying it's like, yeah. Because the two, like the second link you posted, Kim, the 2 left feathers, and probably almost all those feathers actually are pretty darn good, with the exclusion of the wings. What site is this? Lollipop Cake Supplies. It says left middle feather is 0.8 centimeters wide and 4.2 centimeters high. It's interesting. Heretic Scott, there he is. I see green stuff. That's girthy. Yeah, it is a little bit girthy. If you go, Heretic, if you go to Discord, Kim's posted some links for some molds for feathers, because I'm fiddling around trying to sculpt these feathers. This is the second attempt at trying this. I have not worked out a system really well, and like, I want them to be thin, but I don't want them too thin. Like, realistically, only this feather here kind of has the shape that I'm looking for. This one here is not bad, but I mean, once they're cured, I might be able to... Oh, did I just smush that? No, that's fine. I might be able to do a little bit more with it, but yeah, this one here feels more like a palm leaf or something. I think I should have thinned that one out a bit. So this one here, I'm just going to leave it alone because, see what we can do with it afterwards. If I can just cut it and then cut the shapes into it, right, when it's cured, because it's really, really thin. Kim, they have one that says tiny feathers that's 0.4 centimeter wide. Right feather, third from the right, 1 centimeter wide, 3 centimeters long. No, like, this mold looks like it should be pretty good. Yeah. But again, like at least this one here is giving me dimensions, which is good. And 1 centimeter wide feathers, that's this is more than a centimeter. I don't have a ruler here handy. Do I? Measuring tape? Something? No, I don't think I have any measuring implements close by. This is... Oh, wait. Here we go. So that is... Yeah, see, that's more than a centimeter wide. That's like centimeter 0.2, 0.3 wide. So, yeah. So that might actually be more like... Let me see here. Let's see a total length here. Let's go grab a little more of the tape measure. Oh, I just broke my elastic. Awesome. Yeah, it's almost 4 centimeters. So, because I want something that is pretty close to this size. Wow, the elastic is just gnarly. I want something that is akin to that size, but yeah, that might actually be the better choice. I am thinking. Heretic Scott, I find green stuff is definitely easier to work with if you leave it for 10 or so minutes, especially when doing cloth and such. Sure. I started working on this almost an hour and a half ago, so it's been curing for a bit. I had refined the bird skull I had done from last episode, and I basically just fixed the eye sockets and just blended the green stuff in a little bit more. You can see the fresh green stuff; it's a little shiny. And yeah, we just blended it in. I just wanted a little bit more aggression in those eyes of the skull. It's not anatomical or anything like that. So, but I mean, it's Warhammer 40,000. What is anatomical in Warhammer 40,000? Really, nothing's realistic in Warhammer 40,000. So, not nothing, but very little. Kim, it's 14 US, so not expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that if I can find a mold, but also I'm going to do a quick look around. I'm going to see if I can find somebody like on Etsy or eBay who is doing 1/12 scale feathers, right? Kim, but they have all sizes from 0.4 centimeter wide up to 3 centimeters in that mold. Right. Heretic Scott, dig that bird skull. Thank you. 40,000 years later, who knows what birds look like? Right, exactly, right? And I mean, who says that the bird skull is from Earth? It could be, from the crazy world of whatever's, right? So, who knows? You know what? Let's quickly go over to eBay. I'm just going to head over to eBay and let's see. 1/12 scale, right? I got to go way over here. 1/12 scale feathers. Nice. I didn't even put a fucking space there. Or an F. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's see what we get here. 1/12 scale feathers. Looks like hats. Oh, these look like actual feathers. Oh, maybe. Shit, if somebody's doing actual, like, feathers that are for 1/12 scale, would actual feathers be better? Let's have a look. I'm not switching over my screen because I don't really think you guys need to. Now, why would it give me boots? Why would boots show up in this thing? It's miniature print of painting right to 1/12 scale crow feather ribbon. What the hell is that? Is it a painting or is it? Yeah, it looks like a freaking painting. Feather dusters? Do we want miniature feather dusters? I'm thinking so. No, I'm not really seeing anything. 1/12 scale snap-on body mod Marvel Legends Widow Catwoman. Funny. not really seeing a... No. Again, might have to, like, you know, look at Etsy. Let's try Etsy really fast. And let's go 112 scale. 112 scale. Feather. Never mind eagle feather, but Etsy's not showing me a lot either. I might have to go for that mold. Kim, link in the Discord so we can see. See what? See what I'm talking about? Oh, well, I mean, just do the quick search. No, Etsy, it's not showing me a lot. It's only 2 pages of results. And it's nothing. Although, a 112 scale Nintendo 64, that's kind of awesome. Have a bunch of Space Marines sitting around 112 scale N64 playing Star Fox. I think that would actually be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't see anything here. This mold, like, it's pretty small. The mold size is small. I've got plenty of resin. I mean, I can even just, you know, mush up green stuff and use it into the mold, although it is silicone, so it might give a bit as, you know, the design is being pushed in. The only thing with the mold is that, you know, it only does one side, but, you know, not a huge thing. Yeah. Heretic Scott, I found some resin feathers, but they're only 28 mil scale. Yeah, no, that's not helpful because, I mean, we're talking about, right, big old Space Marine, right? So the Space Marine from McFarlane and Bandai, they're approximately a 112 scale. So that's why I'm looking for 112. Little bit disappointing. I honestly don't think these feathers are going to work out. I think the only thing that's going to work out from this session is probably this little round thing that I've made. But that, I do want that little round thing because that will tie in. In fact, you know what? Here, I'm going to, I'll show you guys a reference piece. This is a, let's see here. Can we do this on the fly? Like so. There we go. Okay, so this is the mold Kim posted. And, you know, the upper left and the middle left, like, despite the little hooks, that's not a big issue. And even the middle right feathers are pretty close to what I want. The middle left feather is very close to what I want, of what I'm looking for. Yeah. Really, I think the best candidate is that middle left. That's more like what I'm looking for. And it says the middle left feather is 0.8 centimeter wide and 4.2 centimeters high, which meaning the length of that feather. So it's 4 centimeters in that length. And that's kind of big, but that's fine because, you know, it can always be trimmed up and such. The only question is how thick is it? Like, how thick is that feather? Yeah. Do I have blue stuff? No, but I do have that Instamold stuff. you just heat it up and then cast whatever. Those are cool. Kim, do 2 thin feathers in UV resin and glue them together. Yeah, but how do you mirror them? Because they have to be mirrored. You can't just take the 2 and slap them together because the angles will be wrong, especially on like a feather that's curved, like for example the middle right feather. If you duplicated that, made 2 of that mold, and then tried to glue them together, the end point would point in different directions, right? It needs to be mirrored in the mold, and then so you can put the 2 halves together. But then that might make the feather really thick. Again, like this mold does look like it fits the bill, and it's probably the best candidate. What is Afterpay? I have no idea what Afterpay. What's Afterpay? So the mold size is 11 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So it's a pretty small mold, which is good. It says it is a silicone mold. Yeah. Yeah. This mold might be the ticket. It might be. Of course, what else was I just talking about? Having a look for. What was I just looking for? Don't you like doing that? You're on a search and you think, oh yeah, I'll search that up in a moment, and then you completely forget what it was, and you're like, I don't know, I don't remember. I can't think of it. Oh, you guys are watching my shoulder. That's lame. Lame. Yeah. Yeah, Kim, yeah. That you pay 4-month time instead of when you buy it 3 times the price. Yeah, exactly. Well, interest, right? That's how they make money. Heretic Scott, are these feathers going to be armor decor, like it's part of the armor, or are they supposed to be actual feathers? If they're part of the armor, one-sided mold sounds like a good idea because you have flat surface it can stick to. Yes. Yeah, if it was sticking to the armor, that would work better. But the plan is that 1 or 2 feathers will adorn the gun, right? So I'm thinking that either there'll be feathers dangling from here, feather or feathers dangling from this, I don't know, whatever the hell this doodad is, or you often will see it hanging from here, or even maybe possibly put it through the loop on the gun itself, and maybe have the feathers dangling from there, right? So that's one place I want the feathers. The other place is on his helmet, and that's where this little circular device comes in. And yeah, if you type in here, yeah, let's type in. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you guys. Let me see here. Let's type in. Yeah, these are all wrong. Yeah, here we go. This fella right here. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. On the right-hand side, the fella there. His headdress, that's more traditional for Anishinaabe Ojibways. You see some like this, like the war bonnet. That's the folks out in the plains and such. They wear those big war bonnets and stuff like that. Here we go. This fella right here. Something like that. That is, oh shit! I can't. Here, can we move this? There we go. Yeah. So, how he has his feathers arranged. That's what I'm thinking for the Space Marine's helmet. So something like that. If you can imagine it. If you can't imagine it, well then, I don't know what to tell you. Because if you can't imagine shit, then, that's kind of weak. That's some weak tea. It's weak tea. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Kim, if they hang on top of the gun, you might just see the one side mostly. Kim, gotta go. Hope it works out. We'll watch the rest later. See you guys later, duder. Heretic Scott, what about just using real feathers? There's special small feathers used for fly tying. That would be the right scale. Yeah, I seen that on Etsy. There was like somebody was selling bags of little feathers. Yeah. The only thing with the little small feathers is, well, they're really small, and like I want specifically the feathers to be eagle feathers, or to look like eagle feathers, which is why I was stylizing them kind of like, let me see here. I'll show you guys like really kind of what I was referencing as I was working with them. It's more like this kind of style, kind of the bottom row of the screen, kind of like that. I know my iteration of them is not as slick, but yeah, so that's really where I was going with that. Here, this is a shit picture. Yeah. Can we get a good picture of it? No. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah. 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 So, see, when I was talking earlier about the big old headdresses, right? Oh, shit. Wrong thing. Oh, shit. I have to grab that. There we go. See, like that. Buddy's headdress like that. That's more akin to the kind of stuff you'd see chiefs and warriors and such wearing. It's more like that stuff. But yeah. Anyway. What else we got here? Sorry, I'm bending the wrong freaking way. Yeah, this, oh my god. So many of these. So silly. I just see a lot of these made in China headdresses and stuff. These costumes. Ridiculous. Anywho. Yeah. So that's where we're going. Oh, that's a nice picture. Oh, that's a nice little website. For something from 2001. Where's the picture of Buddy? God damn it. There it is. Yeah, this is a nice picture right here. I see this one a lot, especially in a lot of powwows. See a lot of this design. I like this. But yeah, that's a proper Anishinaabe headdress. That's pretty badass. But anyway, I digress. All right, close that. Don't need that. You know what? I think I might just pick up that mold. Hopefully, it's not. This is not some sort of scam site. It's gonna, rip me off for $13. Anyway, I think we're gonna end it there because I'm not being terribly productive at the moment. I still have a little wad of green stuff here. I don't know. Let's make a skull. Let's do a skull just for giggles. Let's do a little skull, just a half skull. Oh, it's kind of soft, or not soft, but like really loose feeling. Usually, if I've used a lot of the yeah. Okay, never mind. If I've used a lot of the chapstick. No, that's not working out. Never mind. Looks like a pig's nose now. It's a goddamn pig's nose. Oh, shit. Okay. Make sure my tools are clean. Pack them away. Any other last words of advice from the peanut gallery? Why is it called a peanut gallery? Why is that? Why is that the term peanut gallery? Like, was there at one point a gallery for peanuts? I don't know. Heretic Scott, what about these? Possibly too big. Damn link. Oh, you were trying to post a link? Put it in the Discord. Put it in the Discord, Heretic. Yeah. But I think we're going to enter there. We got a bit of work done, kind of. We fixed up the skull, and we fired around some feathers. Although I did create this little device here. This is actually fairly important. You may have noticed, or you may not have noticed. But yeah, because essentially that is going to sit like that almost on his head. Yeah. And then the feathers will come out. So that's the plan. That is the plan. He does have a plan of sorts, kinda, sorta. Not really, but you know, figure something out. Oh man, let's see here. Let's move this over. There we go. Okay, move my mic. Here we go. There we go. We'll get it all nice and close. Greenleaf terrain. Ooh, I just woke up in my boxers and I find Chris. Way the brushes life. Can I get an amen? Can you? I don't know. Amen? Here, I'm going to have a sip of my iced tea for y'all. Hold on. Here, maybe if I talk. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask. Yeah, I know. I realized that was a terrible Bane impression. Alrighty, I think I am done screwing around with the feathers. I'm done screwing around. I'm just done screwing around. I'm done playing with the sculpting of the skull. We've got the icons on the shoulder pads, the backpack, that finishing detail on the helmet, and adding the feathers to the gun and the helmet. That comes later. That doesn't have to be done now. So I think I am going to pick up this mold. I'm just going to give it a try. Maybe it is what I need. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But who knows? But yeah, I think that's where I'm at with this. I think so. Next episode, which will be tomorrow. Yeah, most likely tomorrow. So join me tomorrow as we begin painting this thing. Now, I may prime it off screen just because the priming phase is kind of boring. I don't know, unless of course you guys want me to prime it on the stream. Prime it on the stream. That sounds funny. That sounds like a come on line. Priming it on the stream. Work it, baby, work it. Greenleaf, the mic blocks your face well. Yeah, so I can just sign. I was about to start talking really loud into the mic. It's because I moved the mic when I started the stream today. So yeah. Anyway, I'm thinking like I like this mic and everything like that. Oi, jeez Louise. Lunar Sec, thank you for the follow. Lunar Sec. Here we go. Yeah. Right on. So, yeah. We're going to stop her there today, I think. And we will get to the priming. Or maybe I'll prime off screen. I don't know. It all depends on how ambitious I'm feeling. Which is not usually terribly ambitious. But you never know. You just never know. Yeah, the feathers today, I'm like less than optimistic for them. So, again, like I said, we have time because hopefully, as we're working our way through this figure, you know. Oh, the other thing is as well, I guess if any of you guys have an opinion on the matter, but I'm most likely going to use a Stanilres primer to prime all the parts. And I was more than likely thinking of using Tamiya paints to accomplish the paint job. Just because I have liked them. I did them on the McFarlane Sister of Battle. Let's see if I can grab her without dropping everything. Yeah. I used Tamiya paints to paint this figure. If you didn't catch that series, but yeah. So this was all Tamiya paints, a little blends, a lot of airbrushing, you know. But yeah, it's a lot of fun with this figure, and it was quick and fast. It wasn't like it was we were painting it to a ridiculously high standard or anything like that. We were just just getting it done. And that's really what this show's all about, is just getting it done. Oh, she doesn't want to stand up anymore. I moved her. She doesn't want to stand up. But yeah. All right. Heretic Scott, she looks great. Thank you. We're done. We're done? We're done. No other commentary from anybody else out there? No? Except for maybe the bots trying to be racist on here today. Racist bots. Why is Twitch so many kids and racist? Why is that? Heretic Scott, don't post your penis. There's some wisdom. Don't post your penis? Don't post your penis? Why not? Some people out there want to see it. I'm sure it's like a very, very small amount of people who want that, but I know Greenleaf Terrain, he thinks this should just be a hot tub stream. Maybe we'll do hot tub streams in the future. Buddy next door has a hot tub, and yeah, maybe we'll sit in the hot tub and talk gaming. But I can't believe that that's actually a thing here on Twitch. The hot tubbing, the hot tub. Like, seriously? Seriously, that's a thing? I don't get it. Get donations from daddies. Yeah, exactly right. Like, I'm going over to Twitch proper right now. Hold on. And I'm going to browse the categories. The categories. The stream might lag a little bit here. Where's the hot? I'm going to browse the categories. Shut up. The categories? Shut up. Dumbass. Freaking dumbass. Where's the hot tub category? Oh, ASMR. Like, there's 16,000 people right now watching ASMR. There's 16,000. And, only 790 people on the Warhammers. But art, 15,000. Just chatting. 481,000 people. 481,000. Just sitting around talking about, whatever. Actually, this Aliens Fireteam Elite, that's actually pretty cool game. My son picked that one up. It's pretty darn cool. Okay, where the hell is... where's the hot tub one? I kind of want to see how many... Okay, you know what? Honestly, oh, there it is. Pools, hot tubs, and beaches. 4,006 viewers. So, like, why not? Right? Why not just jump into the hot tub and start streaming? Does anybody still play Among Us? That was all the rage a few months back, right? Among Us. Everybody was doing that. I don't know. Some Counter-Strike. 290,000 viewers are still watching Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike. People are still watching this. What do I have this set to? Oh, recommend for me. Not recommend for me, you asswipe. I wanted high to low. There we go. High to low. Just chatting's the highest. Then Grand Theft Auto. That's not surprising. And then Sports. And then Counter-Strike. Yeah, okay. And then Minecraft. Minecraft right after Counter-Strike, really. Wow. 288,000 people are watching Minecraft. That's hilarious. Ooh, poker. I have to play some poker. I like poker nights. So where was the hot tub one? Oh, it's probably way down here, right? I don't even remember. Or did I pass it? Did I pass it? Oh, I did not. I am lost. Oh, no, because it was like 5,000 people or something like that, wasn't it? Something like that. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. Ooh, what's retro? Some retro gaming? Yeah. Heretic Scott, I played it with friends for about a week, and then we never went back. Yeah, same here. For a while, we were all playing it. My family and everything like that. Like both my kids and my wife and myself, we all downloaded, and we had it on like mobile and computer, and yeah, we were all playing it, and it's kind of hilarious, but yeah. And then we stopped. I think mainly because my daughter and my son, they were fighting so much, because my son would just immediately call out my daughter. So she's sus. She's sus. And then she started screaming at him and stuff. Oh, there's hot tubs and beaches and crap. Anyway. Thermicus. Most people turn on the stream and have it running in the background while they do other things like sleep. Well, yeah, I don't understand that one. Thermicus, there's no actual watching for most part. Really, nobody's actually watching this stuff. That doesn't make any sense. How does that make sense? How is... Okay, I'm clicking hot tubs and time machines, apparently. And... yeah, all we got... oh, jeez, am I streaming? Okay. I had to make sure... I didn't know if I was on my camera, if I was on the I mean, technically, I should be able to show, the thumbnails going by, but, Oh, wait, no, because this will go up on YouTube, and YouTube will probably have some sort of stupid issue with it. But anyway, yeah, I'm seeing a thumbnail of two girls standing in... looks like an inflatable pool. I assume it's a hot tub, but it's probably an inflatable tub. Yeah. Just girls in bikinis. Now, mind you, I have nothing against girls in bikinis. At all. Oh, one's a doggy. Looks like a doggy. Or is that a person? I don't know. The thumbnail's kind of still. It looks like I don't know. Maybe it is a person. The thumbnail looks like it's an action, but at first it looks like it might be a dog, flapping about. And then there's somebody watching Mr. Bean. Somebody streaming Mr. Bean hot tub. On here, in this category, and it's Mr. Bean. Oh, it's a damn gorilla. Oh, that's what I was looking at. It's a gorilla. He's in a tub. Okay, well, that's not bad. Tune in, watch a gorilla splash about. That sounds like fun, actually. Yeah. I don't know how this is a category, though. Like, it doesn't seem like it's that huge of an issue to have as a category. But, and again, who's tuning into this and having it in the background? Especially if it's girls in bikinis. Wouldn't you be watching it? Because you have to assume that's appealing to a male audience. Largely male audience, I should say. I'm sure there's plenty of girls out there who like looking at other girls as well. But, yeah, it feels a little unnecessary. Especially with, places like Pornhub and stuff like that. If you want to see a naked body, then just, go there. I don't understand. I don't understand. I would have to tune in for some poker, though. Yeah, but I don't get this having this on in the background kind of mentality. I don't get that kind of thing. If I'm sitting down to watch something, I sit down and watch it. I don't have it in the background. I'm either paying attention to it or I'm doing other things. If I'm doing other things, then I will often have music playing, because music is the only thing that I can really have, in the background and, pay attention to in the back of my brain. Otherwise, it just, doesn't really do much for me. Heretic Scott, I watch Twitch for learning. I learn a lot watching other people hobby. Haha, Mr. Bean Hot Tub Stream has been a bit of a meme for a while, as is the gorilla one. Really? Those are the first times I've encountered that. I had no idea. But I don't pay attention to a lot of the meme stuff, and I actually don't really spend a lot of time on the internet. I just don't. Like YouTube I spend a lot of time on, but anything I'm watching on YouTube, it's often educational type stuff, science related, or whatever. Even like news, not a lot of news. Yeah, I don't catch. I almost watch no hobby stuff on YouTube. As a creator, no, I don't watch any of it. I just don't. It's not that it's not appealing or anything like that, or it's garbage or anything like that. A lot of it does feel very clickbaity. I mean, like, I do follow quite a few people who create, but that's only just because, for research, really. See what they're doing, what they're talking about, what they're about, especially if I run into these people at cons or anything like that. I kind of want to have a bit of an idea of what I'm encountering. If it's somebody that I even want to be around, kind of thing, which, well, who knows? Thermicus, 2 things to keep in mind about Twitch streamers and viewers. Most viewers are the average age 15 to 19, and most of the hot tub streamers can't make ad rev on those streams because advertisers frowned on that content. Turn on a stream and go clean and go mow. Or go mow. Go mow. Go mow? Did he mow? Did he mow? Heretic Scott, I'm constantly looking to learn new things and improve painting techniques, so I regularly watch tutorials and surf around Instagram for inspiration. Yeah, see, like, I don't see anybody's work on, a Space Marine. I don't see anybody's painting on a Space Marine inspirational. When I see it, I don't feel fired up to paint a Space Marine, even if it was an Eldar. If it was an Eldar and it's wonderfully painted, they did a wonderful job. But it doesn't inspire me to paint it. Now, there might be a small element, the way somebody did something, that might inspire me, but that's been a very long time. And I'm on my Instagram a lot, as far as like my social media is concerned. Yeah, because it's pretty pictures, and I like pretty pictures. But as far as anything that anybody's painting, nah, it does not inspire me. And when I'm thinking of a project to do for miniature painting or anything like that, I'm not inspired by other people's work. I draw my inspiration from other sources, the real world. That's just far more compelling than seeing what somebody did on a Space Marine and then duplicating it. You know what I mean? Like, that to me does not feel like flexing of your creative muscles. Like, if I see, like, for example, really phenomenal painter, Richard Gray. You're probably all very familiar with him. Fantastic painter. Fantastic. And, his work is really, really great. And a lot of people really admire his work, and deservedly so. And, but I mean, like, when I look at his work, I feel no compulsion to duplicate what he has done. I feel zero. Honestly, in all honesty, I feel no inspiration to duplicate what he's done, because I have no interest in duplicating other artists' work. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I have no interest in it, because to me, that kind of thing is not good art. Copying what other people do, right? Like, Like, imagine if Da Vinci was simply copying other artists of the time. Sure, he might have been inspired by, he might have been influenced by, but those are different things. And, you know, I mean, if you're gonna take this serious as an art form, of which, of course, I've talked about many times in the past about whether or not this is a serious art form. Yeah, I mean, if you are dead serious that this is an art, then do not be copying other people's work. You can be inspired by it. You can emulate how they play with light on a surface and all these things, by all means. But don't duplicate what you see. Again, what if Da Vinci was duplicating what he saw? What if Picasso simply just duplicated what other artists were doing? He would not go down in history as, you know, as a famous artist. Just be another guy copying what else somebody else did, right? And so, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It just, you know, creatively, and I also, like, which is why I don't really pay attention to a lot of hobby videos, because it's again, it's all the same stuff. And I mean, which is why, you know, I kind of get frustrated because nobody uses a search engine, even though search engine is a massive thing in this world, and, you know, nobody uses it to further educate themselves. It's just clickbait. It's just, you know, I just want to just see the next video. You know what I mean? All of the work that people have done for the last, you know, whole bunch of years, it's pretty much just buried under a thick layer of garbage. And people for example, like, if I did a video about how to paint hair, whatever, right? Pick your subject matter, doesn't matter, because it's all been done many times over. Even my own efforts are duplicate of people who've done it before, because again, this hobby and the way we traditionally paint is centuries and centuries old. The techniques are not new. There's nothing new in this this little area. It's all been done. It's all been done. So anyway, I can't remember where I was originally going with this point. But yeah, it just doesn't, the shit doesn't inspire me at all. Mow the lawn. Oh, mow the lawn. Maybe get ideas for a paint scheme that one wants to try. Probably a better descriptor. No, because I mean, like, I see tons of people, like, for example, like to use the example, Richard Gray, he paints a model, and it's fantastic. And then I see a whole bunch of other people imitating exactly what he's doing. And I mean, like, if it's part of your learning process, sure, but a lot of times it sounds like these people are patting themselves on the back, and that is silly. You know what I mean? So you copied somebody else's work, who worked out how to place the paint in a way that it looks like a particular effect, and you pat yourself on the back, right? Like, it is just this day and age, I guess, really. When I was young, it was always a struggle amongst artists to be original. That was the true sense of being an artist, was being original, thinking outside the norm and being original. And I don't see it, especially within miniature painting. I don't see it. Everybody's just, you know, I don't know, it's follow the leader kind of thing, and the leader changes all the time. Like, we're all talking about Richard Gray right now, but 5 years, 10 years time, once things kind of come back to normal and all these competitions, which are completely meaningless, you know, yeah. Again, it's largely pointless, but, you know, whatever. Heretic Scott. I guess it depends on the level of experience. I am but a Padawan. I only really get inspired if I see someone create something that is similar to my style and aesthetic interests. Especially if they've done it better than my initial vision, then I want to know how they did it, and thus I can improve. Right, but you just got to keep practicing. I mean, you just have to refine your techniques. You also might want to take more actual lessons in painting. Refine your base skill. It's, for example, the core knowledge you possess, right? And then you see somebody who's doing something very, very nuanced, and you want to duplicate that nuance, but you don't have that core set of skills. Well, you're going to struggle quite a bit to duplicate those nuanced abilities. You have to have the strong core of abilities, and then there's another tier, as it were, and then the more nuanced. And of course, it gets further and further nuanced, as time goes on and as you gain experience and all of that. But yeah, you have to master all the core tenets of miniature painting before, even worrying, which is, I mean, like, I've talked about it many, many times, especially when people really want to do OSL or non-metallic metal or whatever. If you don't know how to do glazing and are not proficient in it, you are going to struggle, and you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it, and that is not a failing of any of your teachers. That's a failing of you for not practicing. You have to allow. And with miniature painting, it is a practice and time and practice that you have to put in the work. It's not something that's just magic. And again, that's the other one where people go on about paint on brushes and this and that, airbrushes, and what is paint is this? What paint is that? What brush is this? What brush is that? Those things don't matter. They don't matter. It is the amount of time you take to practice, to learn those particular techniques, to learn how the color flows. Yes, particular brands of paints and brushes and such. For the more nuanced, there are varying differences. But for people who are relatively new, you can't frickin' tell. So when somebody tells you, yeah, you got to get these paints because these are the best paints, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's not true. It's false. And that kind of mentality does not help new people. That kind of mentality does not help new people. And in fact, it hinders them, because then when they can't get to that nuanced level, they think that it is their failing, even though the way the experts who use a particular paint or brush, who have developed that technique through years and years and years of practice, and then somebody comes in and goes, oh, I got this paint, I got this brush, but I can't do it. Well, yeah, because you have to put in the time and practice, and you have to do that stuff. It's really ridiculous. What it basically boils down to is that, it's this instant gratification world we live in, and nobody wants to put in the work. Nobody has the discipline to put in the work, it would seem. Basically, I'm going to say it. Your parents failed you. They failed you. Heretic Scott. I almost immediately turned off by clickbait titles in hobbying, such as "You're doing non-metallic metal wrong" or "blah blah blah made easy." Yeah. Now, the whole clickbaity thing in YouTube videos, I don't click them. And if I do click it, it's probably just out of sheer morbid curiosity on what they're talking about. And what they're often talking about in that video is the same shit that's been discussed every 2, every 5, every 10 years, 20 years, whatever. Pick your example. It's the same thing. Or It's somebody talking about something that is the current trend, and it comes from another genre of, hobbying or, crafting, whatever. Like, it oftentimes, a lot of the things from scale modeling trickle down into miniature painting, right? Wargaming miniature painting, I should say. And that's, that's where we're at. And then people go patting themselves on the back. Oh, no, I'm an innovator. No, you're a fucking dum-dum is what you are. I mean, you educate yourself, you fucking wouldn't think these things, wouldn't have these dumb thoughts. Thermicus, because making an exact copy of something, making technology out of the discussion is extremely difficult. If I copy something to you have done, which is more than likely something I haven't accomplished, I'm stretching my knowledge and improving another quiver in my arsenal, and then I can mold that into my own style, but I have to attempt it first and struggle. Well, right. Exactly. Like, that's, you have, like, if you see something, somebody paints something a particular way, and you like it and are inspired by it, and you want to duplicate it, sure, as part of a learning experience. But if your identity of how you paint miniatures is simply copying what that person, the artist that inspired you, that's essentially just plagiarism. And then sit there and pat yourself on the back thinking, oh yeah, no, I'm a really great painter because I do things exactly the same as this other person. Personally, I don't encourage that kind of thing, which is why I don't think I have a particular style. I don't think I have a particular way of doing things. I have many ways of doing things. And, I try to keep things very, very broad as far as what I'm instructing people on, because I don't want people to do things the way I'm doing them. Because I don't think the way I do things is the correct way, the only way. I know that there are thousands and thousands of different ways to accomplish different effects with different materials. And, there are many ways to get to an end result, as Chris always says. Scott Radum, hey man, just want to say hi. Hi. Thermicus, how do I know something if I don't know it? Well, you don't know it, so you don't know what you're missing. I'm failing to understand what you mean by that statement. Heretic Scott, I think what's important is what you draw from good artwork. For me, it is seeing people like Thunder Wolfen make a homebrew army quite unique from other Space Marine armies, so it gave me the confidence to ignore the existing lore and make my own and its own story. Sure, but you could have did that anyway. Right? You could have did that anyway. Because this other person made something that was close to the idea of what you want to accomplish, that was like it was a green light for you to do what you wanted to do. So was the idea already bubbling inside you, but you were apprehensive about doing it because of how it would be received by the public, right? Was that your own hang-up or something else, right? Was that already there? See, now you'll never know, because you're not pushing your own originality. You're waiting till you see something who's doing something similar to what you want, and then you're going to go for it. That's not really a great pattern to be on. It's better just to make up these own ideas, and then if you're honest with yourself, with your own original ideas, and you create something, and then people will go, oh yeah, well somebody did that, something very similar to that, and that's kind of funny that you would have that coincidence that again, I always kind of point to this example, but it's a refuted example. But anyway, the 100th monkey, if you're not familiar with that idea. But anyway, and it's very, very interesting that how people who outside different cultures, area codes, zip codes, countries, continents, whatever, can come up with two similar ideas at the same time and implement them in pretty much a similar fashion, but you know, it's the same thing, you know. It's just funny. It's just one of those things. Scott Radom, if you can glaze, you can do anything except freehand. Freehand would be a different thing. Well, sure, but I mean, freehanding is. Where does the term freehand come from? Because it's just drawing. So let's just quit calling it freehanding and just call it drawing. It's just drawing. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what surface or material you're using to draw your design onto a surface. It's just drawing. So I don't understand why we don't call it that. Why don't we call it drawing? Oh, wait. Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why don't we call it drawing? We always call it freehanding. Some other word. And I see that a lot in miniature painting. All these different miniature painters, you know, especially those who have channels and things like that, making up their own terms for these well-established concepts within painting. And they come up with a whole new term for it. And it's the same technique, but they've relabeled it, right? And you know, it's really ridiculous. Is it because either they lack the artistic knowledge, and so they just made up a term and they again patted themselves on the back for thinking that they're really creative, or do they deliberately do it because of a branding thing? Right? They're trying to brand something. They're trying to create something. And, you know, and again, I mean, like, you know, painting, you know, using pigment on a surface has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And not a lot has changed in hundreds and hundreds of years. I'm always on the lookout for something new, but I have yet to see it. So, again, I might go my entire life never seeing something truly, truly original. It'll always come back to, oh yeah, somebody did that. That was 100 years ago. They were using that technique, right? All these things. Especially nowadays. Just in culture in general. In the last 15, 20 years almost. What is original? What is the defining characteristic, right? Like, in the 20s, when I say the 1920s, that instantly conjures up an image. The 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then 2000, 2010. And now we're into the 2020s. What is the defining thing, style, right? What is it? It's retro. It's looking back. It's not original. It's nothing original. Very little is original. And again, everybody patting themselves on the back. Thermicus, our parents failed us. Shots fired. I'll always fire shots at your parents, yeah. Because your parents did fail you. They did. Scott Radom, drawing is tough, bro. I'm a tracer. Sure. There's nothing wrong with tracing. Drawing is, it's not an innate ability. Art is not innate. It's a skill. You practice and practice and practice and do it and do it and do it, and you'll get better and better and better. And drawing is the same. There's muscle memory in a lot of the process, right? Which is probably really which exemplifies when people are talking about it like in the brushstroke of an artist, because it's the muscle memory, and the muscle memory of that artist is visible in the technique in which they were applying to create whatever artwork they were doing, or whatever they were doing. They're sculpting, they're whatever, it's the muscle memory. And you can see that in their pieces. And that's really what people are talking about when they're talking about like the brushstroke and, you know, things like that. It's because they know that artist firsthand had that hand in that element, right? So, yeah. But drawing is tough. But you can develop it. You just got to try. You know, it's the lack of trying. It's why you're failing at it, or feel like you're failing at it. You're probably not failing at it. You just got to practice. Practice. Draw. Like actually draw. Like take a pencil, a piece of paper, and start drawing. Sure, you're going to start drawing out little stick figures. And then the stick figures start to have little forms. Then you start drawing out volumes, start creating shadows, playing with the light, drawing details. You know what I mean? And it goes right from there. And it's any skill. Like, it's not the idea that people are born with natural talent for this kind of stuff. I question. I think that's highly dubious. It's just, there is an innate passion in some people to express themselves in many forms, and in an early age, I'm sure they gravitate towards one thing or other. But otherwise, again, like all things, it's a skill, and they develop it. It's like a muscle. You got to keep doing it to build it up, make it stronger. Thermicus. When I'm doubt, it's always marketing. Marketing in. Heretic Scott, I would question how many people that start this hobby think outside the box from the start. It is the case that they don't. Then why is that? Because. Why? Why is it that you do not see a lot of creativity? And why people are so up in arms about changes to the lore, to the imagery, right? As time keeps moving forward, everybody holds these ideas preciously to their breast that nothing will change, that no, a space marine is just a man, space marine is just an armor, no, the Imperium is this, or, you know, dragons are only that, and no, you can't, you know, have knights, you know, doing this, you know what I mean? Like, why is it certain people of this particular ilk gravitate towards this hobby? I think that is the question you should ask yourself. And you'll come to an answer. What kind of people are in this hobby? You'll come to an answer. And then you'll realize that, yeah, why is it that everybody, or most people at the games club, game store, whatever, everybody kind of has a similar outlook on things? A lot. Of course, there are some who, you know, will invariably see it very different. Some will be a little bit more extreme in things, but yeah, you'll see it if you catch what I'm saying. Oh man, Thermicus, I've been trying to draw for 30 years. That's not my wheelhouse. Well, thinking that you can't do it. I mean, if you have an actual physical condition that, you know, hampers that effort, then yes, I mean, you can, you know, use that as an excuse. And, you know, although I mean, if you've been listening to me for any length of time, you know, I don't like to make excuses. I don't accept excuses, and I try my hardest not to make them, or at least sound like I'm making excuses. But yeah, don't make excuses. Play like a champ. Play like a champ. Don't make excuses. Because all that does is just make you look weak. Makes you look weak. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Heretic Scott, you certainly do get some interesting characters in this community. I've witnessed it. Thankfully, not very often, but it's there. Yes, but there is a similar mentality at play with a lot of this community. Not just Warhammer, but miniature wargaming as a whole. Okay? I mean, I've been in this hobby a long time, and I've you know, I'm also an observer of humanity, and yeah, it's a very similar kind of people that gravitate towards this. For the most part, it's not one or the other, because nothing ever really is one or the other. It's all varying degrees, right? Nothing is really truly black and white. It's varying tones of gray, and our world is like that. It's varying tones of gray. But anyway, what time we at? Holy cramoles! Holy crap! I've been talking for 40 minutes. Good God! I did not realize I've been talking this long. I just meant to just kind of fill out by the end of the time because I was done farting around those feathers, which are a complete failure. I mean, here, look at. I was trying to sculpt these feathers, and I have failed. I failed. I have to go to other means. I was fairly happy with my work on here, but these were pretty big, simple shapes. This was my second effort at sculpting feathers. I consider it a failure, but that's okay because I'll try again, or try again, and try again. But who knows? I mean, Kim pointed me towards a mold that I might end up just purchasing. So, yeah, I'm thinking that's the route I'm probably going to go. Save myself some heartache and some pain. Of course, who knows where this is coming from? I don't know where is this store. Oh, fuck, it's Australia. Yeah, Eaton Hill, Queensland. Yeah, that's Australia. Oh, the website says .au. Yeah, that's Australia. All right, well. oh, the currency's in... Okay, hold on. I got to switch the currency now to Canadian. Okay, $12 Canadian. It's in stock. Yeah, but it's out of Australia. So it's probably at least, if I order it today and they ship it today, it is like 3 weeks out at least. It's not an indictment of postal from Australia. It's more of an indictment of Canada's shit postal system. Plus, I like ripping on Canada. Anyway. Yeah, I think we're done here. Oh, yeah. Apparently, I just got a notification. Apparently, my McFarlane flayed one should be showing up today. So I'm looking forward to that, a flayed one. After this Marine, should I work on the flayed one or should I go to another project? Ooh, decisions. Alrighty, kids, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go have something to eat. I will see you out there. Over the rainbow. Over the rain... Oh, I can't fucking sing. Dun 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 dun. I almost did the Cheech and Chong one. Dun 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 dun.